It's been called crypto's Lehman moment. The swift and sudden downfall of FTX and its crypto poster boy founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, has left investors and regulators stunned.
FTX was perceived as a trusted venue given its mainstream advertisement, celebrity endorsements, and blue-chip venture capital backers. So I think this is probably the top 10 corporate scandals of all time, making it one of the biggest, if not the biggest, crypto scandals today.
It's also because they had played a role in developing this market, and there was a lot of trust by many that they were doing something that was right.
Experts say the fall of FTX will dent investor confidence in the sector. Big-name investors, including Singapore's Temasek and Sequoia Capital, have already written down their multi-million-dollar investments.
Institutions and venture capital have poured in $1.8 billion into FTX. Many of these stakeholders, shareholders, and investors are likely going to ask questions around their due diligence processes, such as the lack of an independent board of directors.
Retail investors are increasingly resigned to the same fate.
So I had a low 5-figure balance on FTX, which is now basically lost.
It's estimated that 5% of FTX's users were in Singapore. Those we spoke to wanted to remain anonymous. They said they thought they'd been using a secure, stable platform.
I've been constantly transacting with FTX because it's so trusted. So essentially, if you want to transfer USD or SGD into cryptocurrency, right, FTX is probably the best place to do it.
The fall of FTX hit the value of other cryptocurrencies as well, while the total crypto market cap dropped to $770 billion, the lowest in almost 2 years. And this might just be the beginning of a broader crypto winter.
I suspect that it is not today it's the end, but it is the beginning of the end, because several of them have already collapsed and disappeared and gone to zero, as you know. I mean, there's still many around. Bitcoin is still around, etc. But I suspect that there will be fewer and fewer people who will be converted to crypto money.
According to the veteran investor, the episode is a reminder that nowhere is safe in the still unregulated and volatile world of cryptocurrencies.
Even if you are doing the right thing, or even if you're not doing the wrong thing, if your customers are doing the wrong thing, you get killed. FTX, I mean, I'm sure there are many people who didn't do anything wrong, but now suddenly, since they're involved with FTX, they're getting ruined.
Attention is now turning to calls for more regulation and consumer protection, with experts saying crypto exchanges will increasingly have to be regulated as financial institutions. They add that regulators will also have to discourage people from using offshore exchanges, which can't be regulated.
The public pressure for regulations and oversight has never been greater in the crypto industry today. I think it's challenging for regulators to regulate the crypto industry and Web3 sector, because in crypto, it takes on many different forms. Some argue that it's a commodity, others would say it's a security, some say it's money, payment, or even property.
I've been very critical of regulators because I think they haven't done enough. I think they somehow assumed that this was an activity that was going to create a lot of innovation, and they did not want to constrain it too much with the traditional regulation of the other institutions. I personally always felt that was not right. I think this activity looks like the other institutions. People who put their money in crypto is the same people that put their money in a bank or they buy a government bond. So I think those things should be as regulated as the traditional activities.
For investors, experts say it is now time, after the crypto boom of the last few years, to consider if such high-risk investments are worth it.
Markets have long histories of people doing foolish things, getting excited about the wrong things, and going through the roof, and eventually losing a lot of money. Everybody has to make their own decisions and do their own research. If you have done a lot of research and you really know what you're doing, maybe you'll make money. But my answer is, I explained to you, I've seen this rodeo before, and usually in the end, nearly everybody loses a lot of money.
Despite the current uncertainties, those in the space say it's important to separate the use cases of Web 3.0 technology from the hype.
I've never been more optimistic about the future of blockchain technologies, decentralized tools, and the promise of automated smart contracts that will help and aid in the world that we live tomorrow.
For those who want to continue to invest in cryptocurrencies, doing your homework and keeping up to date with the latest information is key, as with any other investment.
Only invest in exchanges which are clearly regulated by your national activities, and do a lot of due diligence. Spend a lot of time trying to understand, is there anything that looks even riskier in this exchange? So I think you have to do that homework, because these are not regular financial institutions. And even those that are regulated in some sort of countries, I mean, it's sort of a new business. So I would put a lot of distrust or mistrust in many of these institutions.